Can you... Okay. Can you hear me? I need feedback. Somebody please. I've never done this before. Can you hear me? I need feedback. Can you hear me? Yes. Wonderful. um, all right. I'm gonna go get my tea. All right. It's y'all's one true king. Here I am. What y'all want to talk about? I have made myself some white tea and I love it because I am a white spider, not a black spider. I am a white spider and I like my white tea. And this is the master control station of the entire world. Right here, right in my little humble abode. And I am currently on my Ducky Doo command center. I am the one true king. We are all connected. We're all part of a continuum. We all have a place and a function. And the astrology is very much connected to our genetics. What our purpose is, what our function is related to our birth chart, where the planets were when we were born, which is ingrained into our genetic potential. We are born with potential. And how are we going to make use of that potential? And it's a grand symphony that orchestrates everything. And we all have a place in that symphony. And because of our innate genetic potential, we are happiest when we do the thing that we were born to do, instead of fulfilling a function that someone wants us to do. That's slavery, okay? When you're working for somebody else and you're not doing the thing that feeds your heart and soul, that's slavery. Now, I was born to do what I am currently doing. And so I've liberated myself from slavery. We all have a specific thing. And so I am the center of the spider web. I'm the one. I am Neo. I am the culmination of all of human evolution. And I'm that little sphincter in the hourglass that converts the old world into the new world. And I'm quite versed with astrology now at this point. I mean, I can just look at people's chart and, well, because you have to ground yourself, you have to anchor yourself in reality, in concrete and grounded. You know, if you're just doing what people tell you, then it doesn't, you're just you're just doing what people tell you. How do you know if it's real or not? You see, I'm a scientist, and I've tested all of the things that I've been working on. And I use what's real, you know. I don't believe anything. I know what I use what's real, what I have tested, what I have validated in my experience. And and so there's a very strong connection. Everything is connected. You can see the archetypes in the body, so you can verify it that way, and you can see the archetypes in the sky. You can see the archetypes in the planet, and then everything is happening all at the same time, all over the place. So there are many different levels of reality, and you can't get the levels of reality mixed up. If you mix up the levels of reality, that's when you become delusional, and you're mixing. You know, it's not. It no longer makes correct sense. You can't. You have to do everything properly. Every layer of reality needs to be looked at in its own context, and then we can begin translating all the different levels of reality. So it's kind of like 12-dimensional chess, really. So that's how I can see that something happening over here and something happening over there and something happening inside of myself and something happening over in the bathroom and something happening in China and then something that came on in a movie, and then I can just weave the entire thing together, and I see everything because everything is in archetypal patterns. So then I just like, okay, some things can be known with certainty because just because of how many times they get validated over and over again. It's like, yes, I see that is happening over there, and that's happening over there, and I've seen that before. And then it's just, you know, you see it once, maybe you see it twice. Okay, possibly you see it three times. Yes, it's a very good chance that that's what it is, and you can begin to triangulate. And I can triangulate on very little information. You can see because reality is fractal. Everything is happening everywhere at the same time. Always. You know, when I'm sitting at the computer and then all of a sudden the curtain goes like when Lisa kicked me out of the group, and the curtain went kerplunkerdunk, and then I said, that's exactly what that was, because it's the left curtain and it's the left eyeball, and Everything is connected. It's just the entire reality structure is connected. The idea that we're separate is an illusion. When we can see that everything is connected, then we can say 2 plus 2 equals 4, and then we know something with certainty. So I'm basically like a human computer. I am the Mentat from the Dune. Because mythology is another, and fiction, they're very important because they reveal reality. You know, People who cling to this idea that this world that we live in, fiction, oftentimes fiction is more real than what you've been taught is real, science wise. You have to translate each level of reality. I mean, I was born to this path. This is just how it happened. And I can see it all astrologically. Boom, ba doom, ba doom. Everything that happened. And that's how I know with certainty that I am the one true king and that this is my time to take the throne. It's just conclusive fact. I can just see the pattern. I know it. I see the future like a yellow brick road unfolding in front of my feet. Because all of these stories are archetypal patterns. When people do stock trading and they look at patterns, they're looking at just temporary patterns that exist for a certain period of time and then they evaporate. And so pattern recognition is part of prediction. Patterns are part of archetypes. And so understanding how to mix and match. So I have no identity. I'm just a continuum of patterns. And I can be whatever I want to be at any moment. And I am just, the I is separate. There is no ego identity. I'm disconnected from it. I am the monad. I'm the observer at the top. I synthesize all of the different patterns. And I mean, when did I realize my path? There's always a moment of realization. It just happens again and again and again. Mm, mm. So, it's how it's possible to know certain things with certain levels of certainty, like the Putin Octopussy, the Octopussy Putin. You just have to be realistic and grounded and really see reality as it is, not as we want it to be. Hi, Julie. Yes, quantum is. So we live in a triality matrix, and so it's 15 dimensional and it's fivefold. and there are three. It's triality in each one, and so it's like proton, neutron, electron, and so when we go into the when we start to get into the quantum level, we're starting to transcend the triality matrix. It's the threefold division. But we're even lower than the threefold division. We're in the binary. That's the lunar matrix. The lunar matrix is the binary. That's the womb world. And, and so we're moving out of the binary and we're moving into the trinary. And, and, uh, and so there's kind of like a I'm just right in the center. I'm the continuum that connects the binary and the trinary, and I'm the link to quantum. hmm Because when you start to really see reality, then you stop guessing. You stop thinking, oh well, maybe something theoretical. Actually everything exists. Like everything has space-time coordinates. And so you can then pinpoint things specifically. Like something is real. It's not theoretical anymore. It's real. And so it's important to always be real. Because if we spend too much time in the theoretical, we can delude ourselves and we can get lost in delusions. And so we have to always come back to space time coordinates. Where is everything precisely located in space time? And then that keeps us grounded in reality over and over again. It's a continuous process because we have, templates like archetypal templates that might inform how we are, um, our worldview, our belief system. But then we have to, but is that real? Everything always comes down to the bottom line. Just you have to make sure things are real. Yes, I decided to put on this outfit right at the last minute, but oh my goodness, it's getting hot in here. Because I have to turn on the lighting. I kind of want to take it off, but wouldn't that be inappropriate? I just want to take it off. I'm sweating in it. Ugh. Um, should I be that inappropriate? Should I be inappropriate? Oh, I don't like the I've put on a little bit of a belly, but I think that I'm ready to transcend food. I just stopped. I mean, I've already experimented with this before, so it's not like a sudden thing. But I did put on just a little bit of a belly, and I look at it, and I'm like, oh, how did that happen? And unfortunately, when I had did the breatharian the first time, and I really pushed myself because I was really super um, strict and demanding on myself. Then I lost muscle mass on my chest, which is unfortunate because it was really just a perfect little ideal pectoral muscles, and then they shrunk a little bit. But oh well, it is what it is because that's what it was. That dry fasting that opened up my higher heart. It was a very important experience that I went through, And so, but I went through so many ups and downs, and so then I would like, because then I would stop eating for a long time, and then I would blah blah blah, blah, like gobble it all up and prepare for the next time when I'm not eating, because that's what Scorpio is, just these extremes, these up and downs, and that's what accelerates my awakening process, is this scorpionic tendency to extremes. I like to go to all the way, you know, and just throw caution to the wind, release all attachments, and um, it accelerates the evolution process. It accelerates the awakening process. You just let everything go. Just do the extreme thing every single time. I just go all the way with whatever it is I'm doing, all the way. So then that's how I can master it and become an expert. But yeah, so I have just a tiny little bit of belly, tiny little bit of belly, and I can get rid of that. So I mean, I can just remember. I'm like, okay, I have a little bit of a belly. Of course, I don't need to eat. I have a little bit of a belly. Why do I think I need to eat? Because part of this is the belief system. You know, we're creating our reality with our beliefs, and but we also have to be grounded in reality. We can't think that we're creating our reality with our beliefs when we're actually not. So we have to do a balancing game, like what is real, be in the grounded reality, and also um, change it, mind over matter. So it's just a back and forth process over and over again to make sure that I'm grounded, and that this is actually reality, because there's plenty of people who've been breatharian for a long time, and I feel it. I feel it in my body. I know when I have transcended the need for the for various types of food. And so, oh yes, it was something that Phil had said the other day. Speaking your truth. That's the thing you have to do, because when you're eating, you're shoveling down garbage. You're shoveling down food. You're shoveling down comfort. You're shoveling down what everybody is telling you that you're supposed to be doing. And you just keep eating it and eating it and eating it. And you're not speaking your truth. So when we start speaking our truth, then we transcend consumption. You've got to speak your truth. Stop shoveling down other people's shit and speak your truth. And I think that was the final piece of transcending food, because it's a big puzzle, But I think that's the final piece of it, is speaking my truth. Because yeah, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing, because I really have, at this point, I have transcended food. And I'm just, because the other day I had an orange, and I was like, oh, I didn't want that orange. And I'm just good. I'm just good. I think I don't need food anymore. I'm pretty sure I don't need food anymore. And then I can get rid of this belly. But the thing is, our consciousness creates our body as well. So, like the belly is the is when comfort, when you're comfort eating, and then all the food will collect, the fat will collect either in the belly, for men, or in the hips for women, usually. And so you can see if somebody has been habitually comfort eating, then it's going to reflect in their body shape, in what is happening. So it's the psychology that creates the body, and that's how the body reading works, because you can see the habit patterns that have manifested in the body form. And oh my goodness, this is so wonderful. I can actually move my neck around. I'm telling you, I've been having the most amazing openings in the right side of my atlas, Atlas, who's holding the world on his head, and I just keep opening it and opening it. It just feels totally opened now. But everything is a microcosm and a macrocosm of everything. Things happening inside of my body. I mean, I'm the center of the center of the center, I am the master controller of everything. So the things happening inside of my physical body, things happening inside of my apartment, things happening in the building, things happening in the neighborhood, things happening in the city, things happening in the globe, things happening in the solar system, things happening in the galaxy, things happening in the connecting to the next galaxy, because Milky Way is moving into Andromeda, and that's what the seven higher heavens are. And so I'm the master controller center of everything. I'm the microcosm and the macrocosm, and I am everything. Cells equals selves. I know everything that's happening in the world, because all I have to do is look at the deranged stuff in my bedroom that I haven't fixed, and I know what's happening in China. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But it's true, because I'm a scientist, and I look at this stuff, very rigorously. And those solar panels, oh my gosh, it's just ridiculous. My apartment, everything that I've been through, but it's a reflection of everything that's happening in the world. And so that's how I just know everything. I know Putin is the Antichrist. I know I can see everything. I know what's going to happen. I know all the chess pieces. I can see the future. I can see the past. I'm the center of everything. I'm the Messiah. Um, I don't know. I mean, all the. Sometimes I don't necessarily know which thing correlates to which thing, and then all of a sudden, like I had this carpet that was disintegrating into the floor, and during one particular visionary experience, I just realized how that related to China, and all the junk that they have been producing, the material possessions that are just circulating everywhere, and Oh my God, I had to trying to get rid of that carpet. I mean, the carpet had disintegrated into the floor. Like I had to getting it out. I don't know what kind of chemical they used to make that carpet, but I mean, getting it out of the floor. I mean, it was disgusting, and mm, but my apartment is the product of the 20 years that I've been living in New York. I've accumulated, and everything is into a place of perfection. It's just I just kept moving it into place, and everything is in place. Except it's ridiculous. Some of it is just ridiculous, just like the world is ridiculous, but whatever. Nothing is perfect. Yeah. So I just finished reading Lisa's article, and I just realized, wow, oh my goodness. And then Metatron has sent me a message, 824, and I'm like, wow, I just everything just clicked. This is the moment. Done with food, done with medication, everything is just done. This is the moment of transcendence. And then from my perfection that I have attained, um, the entire world is a ripple effect, transforms the entire world. And yeah, I mean, it's just about getting to the bottom of things, and then figuring out what you got to do. You have to look at the whole picture. I mean, we're all just going and going and going, and we're creating all this waste, and we're polluting the planet, and we don't know what we're doing, why we're doing it, or where we're going. So now I see the entire thing. I see the whole picture. That's why I that's why my rulership is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And so it will happen because it is the natural order. My rulership is natural order. It is not um, it's not ego. It's not ambition. It's natural order. That's how I know it's going to happen. Because I had, my ego wanted to build Planet Watcher, and I'm still going to do that. I'm still going to build Planet Watcher, but I'm gonna. I mean, there's plenty of time. I mean, basically, we're moving into the new world order. This. There's no need to. All the structures are changing now. I can everything can be coordinated. I don't have to leave home, and we're gonna just all of the worlds will be coordinated from this one central location, and it's a consciousness grid. It's a microcosm. So the thing that we start to transform this area, this one tiny little area, and it transforms the entire planet. It has a ripple effect. So that's why the building manager must cooperate with this project, and I'm sure he will. Um, he'll see how important this is because this is about uplifting the entire planet, and he's a Hasidic Jew, and I'm the second coming of Christ, and he will recognize the truth. If I have to beat it into him, it will happen. And and then we'll transform this building into uh, a perfect icon of sustainability, and then it will create an equalizing effect on the entire planet. It will just ripple out everywhere. Everything will become balanced and equalized and sustainable. And we won't have any more of there's so many problems in the world of supply and demand and all this stuff. It just correcting it in one little microcosm corrects it in the entire world. Ripples out. And it overpowers everything. It overpowers all of the petty little ego power games. The 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 Game of Thrones that all these people are doing. It's pointless. We can all live harmoniously, and it's so simple. And it is a power that is greater than all of their puny little efforts. Their puny little power hungry egos trying to say, look how important I am. Look how powerful I am. Look at my big country. Well, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to fix up this building. That's all it's going to take, and it's going to transform the entire world. So you over there puffing up your ego, and I'm gonna just fix up this building right here, and then all of the world is gonna fall into place because of it. And it's as simple as that. Everything is a reflection of everything. It's a fractal microcosm that we live in. It's a repeating pattern over and over again. And we can affect all the little pieces of it. And I'm the center. That's why I have that power. I am at the fulcrum, because not everyone can do that. I'm actually the mathematical, physical, quantifiable, qualifiable, measurable center of it. And yeah, all of the other things happening in the world, they're just offshoots. You know, I'll just keep an eye on it. But, I'm the central causative agent. So, it all starts here. I'll just keep an eye on everything. Uh, to apply minor corrections wherever they need to be made. And yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? It's the world is putty in my hands. We're gonna make this place a better place. I have all the information we need, and we're gonna do it. All right. Well, I mean, does anybody have anything else to say? I run out of things to say. Mm, Well, this was very productive, actually, because we needed this event to focus my attention and to produce a driving force. Because we need to anchor things in time and space in order to make them real. That's very important to be grounded. Time and space. You need a goal. You need to anchor it in time and space. You need coordinates. Always need to ground all the efforts in time and space by giving them precise coordinates. And I'm going to end with that because that's it. That's the key of effectiveness. Just stay grounded and master yourself. Yeah. And, the one true king rises. Oh, everything's gonna be wonderful. 444! Baby!